Hi everyone, today we are heading out on a short but exciting road trip to Vakla. What makes this trip special is the route. We are going via Kochi and LP, and yes, we are also doing the famous Kela backwater boat ride. I'll share this trip in two parts, so make sure you stick around till the end of this amazing road trip experience. Our first stop is Kochi, where we'll be staying overnight. The next day, we head to LP to enjoy a full day backwater boat ride before finally reaching Vakla. We left Bangalore around 10 am, which was little late. The roads are mostly good, but till Kochi, there are quite a few diversion and roadwork zones, so if you are driving, please be careful. Our first break was at A to B. Honestly, it wasn't that great since it was a lunchtime. The only option available was South Indian thali, and we didn't want to waste more time searching elsewhere. Food was okay, I'd rate it 3 out of 5. After lunch, we hit the road again, and as expected, the scenic views on the way were just beautiful. Honestly, no matter where you travel in South India, these lush green landscapes never disappoint. In the evening, we took a short tea break at a small roadside stop because we couldn't find any good place for quite some time. After that quick break, we continued towards Kochi. We finally reached Kochi around 9 pm, which two breaks in between. The total travel time was almost around 11 hours. That evening, Kochi was celebrating a festival and we witnessed a devotional parade. Beautifully decorated, spiritual, and full of energy. It was lovely cultural surprise. Before heading to our stay, we decided to have a dinner at Unique Barbecue Kitchen, also known as Al Faham Barbecue. We came here mainly because of the amazing shawarma rating, but for us it was a bit of a disappointment because they didn't have a veg shawarma. That said, the place is very well decorated, cozy, and perfect for non-veg lovers. They have an amazing variety of non-veg dishes. We ordered fried rice and Manchurian, while the non-veg lovers ordered chicken, falafel, and their specially grilled chicken with rice. Overall, I'd rate this place 4 out of 5 purely because non-vegetarians loved it. For vegetarians, the options are quite limited. After dinner, we headed to our stay. We stayed at a friend's place in Kochi, so couldn't give you a room tour. But the view from his room was absolutely beautiful, peaceful, green, and very calming. For breakfast, the next morning we went to Brindavan restaurant, a pure veg place with excellent rating. We ordered ghee roast rava dosa, masala dosa, and a dish I had always wanted to try, ragi mudde. It's very healthy and taste-wise, it was surprisingly good. Then came ghee podi idli, vada, veg utpam, and we ended our breakfast with tea. Everything we ordered was amazing. This place easily gets 5 out of 5 and is a must visit for breakfast if you are in Kochi. After this heavy breakfast, we left for Alleppey. Taking the outer coastal road along the sea, the views were just stunning. Midway, we casually stopped near the sea for a short break, and what happened next completely surprised us. We spotted a group of dolphins swimming in the ocean. We couldn't capture it properly on our phones, but you might still catch a glimpse in the video. The dolphins were jumping and swimming freely, and we stood there for almost 30 minutes just to watch them. After this amazing moment, we continued towards Alleppey. From Kochi, it took us around 1 hour and 20 minutes to reach. One of the most important thing is that always pre-book your boats whether you want Shikara or a full AC boat with food and all. And always make sure to check their rating on Google Maps. We initially planned to stay in a houseboat, but most houseboats get parked at the riverbank overnight, which didn't feel very exciting. Instead, we chose a day shikara boat that takes you around the backwater and stop for a lunch at a local restaurant. Honestly, for vegetarians, this wasn't a great idea. If you are going on a day trip, I'd strongly recommend having a good meal before the ride and carrying some snacks. We took a large shikara boat with roof access and started exploring Alleppey's backwater. After about an hour, the boat driver took us to a local restaurant. Here we had a unique experience. They had a pet eagle and they allowed everyone to take photos with it without charging anything. Even when we offered money, they politely refused. At this place, they have only one restaurant over here which serves a local cuisine. And if you are a fish lover, then they serve a local pomfret style fish, crispy, tasty, and priced around 500, which felt worth it. After a short break, we continued exploring the rest of the backwaters. This is truly one of those experiences everyone should have when visiting Kerala, whether Kochi or Varkala. It's peaceful, scenic, and perfect if you want to relax for a day or two. In wider water areas, you'll also see speedboats vendor offering quick rides, optional if you are interested. And if we talk about the charges for the Shikara boat, for us, 6 hours Shikara boat ride costed around 5,000, which was pretty good deal. And one thing I must mention about Alleppey, apart from the backwater, the stay option here are truly amazing. As you explore around the canals and river shores, you'll see beautiful waterfront villas, cozy heritage-style cottages, and boutique hotels right on the backwater's bank. Some of these stays literally open up to the river, where you can wake up to calm water, watch local boats pass by, and enjoy breakfast with the view that feels straight out of a postcard. Whether you want luxurious stay with private access to the backwater, a heritage villa with traditional Kerala vibes, or a budget-friendly homestay close to nature, Alleppey has options for everyone. If you are planning to stay near the water, I'll highly recommend booking in advance, especially during peak season, because these riverfront stays get filled up quickly. After the boat ride, we had dinner in Alleppey, but unfortunately, I missed recording it. We left Alleppey around 7 pm, took one tea break, and finally reached Varkala around 10:30 pm. Travel time from Alleppey to Varkala is usually 3 to 4 hours depending on the traffic. In Varkala, we stayed at Inda Hotel, owned by Inda Restaurant, which is highly rated place in North Varkala. We'll cover the restaurant and food in the next video, but for now, here's a quick room tour. The hotel has a beautiful vintage theme from the bed to the cupboard and even the bathroom. I slightly worried about the insects because of the vintage style, but thankfully the place was very clean and bug-free. We paid around 8,000 for the night, even though we reached quite late. That's it for today's video. We'll share the rest of our Varkala experience in part 2. Till then, like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.